men have feminist eyes too. The Feminist Research Institute is an umbrella organization that is a sister organization if you want to women's studies program, and it handles essentially research interests of faculty and graduate students all the way across campus. And we're housed in the Arts and Sciences, College of Arts and Sciences, but we operate with all kinds of constituencies. And since I've taken over in 2005, I've been wanting to reach out to various groups on campus that are not normally in our backyard. If you look inside next to the art, there are some little statements from the artists, and that was part of the submission process they had to put in to enter that, I guess, a sort of self-reflective statement on what the art is about. What I like is that it bridged all the divides, you know, the faculty, the student, the staff, any department, any place on campus was welcome to participate in this. And this, I think, is feminist stuff at its best in some ways, because feminism is about making connections, putting things together, bringing people together. Part of what the Feminist Research Institute and I myself have tried to do is to create a community of feminist scholars here. And in this case, we include the artists and the feminist scholars. And as I said, even in my little introduction, I was very glad that we had male artists feeling compelled to produce a feminist vision. And that, I think, is the best of all worlds, because feminism is not about bra burning and castrating people. It's about equality for everybody and inclusion for everybody, male, female, whatever.
And so I decided to actually make two identical paint paintings, cut them up differently, and then weave them back together. And that's how this one came about. And it's layered. The paint is layered with like darker colors or contrasting colors beneath, and then the alternate color on top of it. But you have to see the colors in the ruin. You have to, or it doesn't work. To me, it represents the masculinity and femininity of our world. Everything is based on femininity. If there is no feminine aspect or perspective in the world, then it's just not the world. So we need both. And that's what the outside represents, is the masculine. The inside represents the feminine. And everything is based in life. And we are central to life.
This quilt I made in May for another show I was in, but I keep on wearing it whenever I have an art show with my banana peels. This is a piece that's made out of banana peels, and I like to work in unconventional materials. And my coconut piece was very interesting for me because I collected these coconuts from my yoga studio, and because after practice everyone drinks coconuts. Well, not everyone, not all the time, but just in general they're offered picking up because it has electrolytes in it. Anyways, that's another story. Basically, what I was commenting on is coconuts and symbiotics, and how coconuts are viewed, because coconuts are referred to as like a woman's breast or that sort of thing. So I kind of wanted to play on that idea and have a metal frame there too, fashioned shapes, kind of like overpower. Banana peels are interesting as well because they're commonly associated with the phallus. What's interesting is that the banana is actually the female part of the banana. The title of the piece is The Nine Muses, and it's based on the 9 muses from Greek mythology.
So actually the 9 muses, if you look inside of their bodies, it has to do in some ways with the whole invisible, visible man from the 1960s, the scientific model. And so it has to do with anatomical correctness, but then I also incorporated elements from Greek mythology inside their bodies. So referring to either the muse of tragedy or the muse of dance or agriculture. So if you're familiar with some of that story in terms of Greek mythology, you can see some of the symbolism that has to do with their area of patronage, I guess. Okay. So the jury for the show was basically people who are at UNM, either faculty, staff, undergraduates, or graduate students, were welcome to submit to the show. Apparently there were 31 entries and they selected 12 artists. So that's pretty much how the process was. And there are people from all those areas, staff people. I actually teach here, and some of my students are in the show as well. So there's a significance of the pineapple in the piece in terms of fertility, the proteolytic enzyme that people are interested in taking now for fertility issues, trying to get pregnant, and not, people are having fertility problems. A lot of people are on what they call a pineapple diet, so that's kind of interesting. So there's, in terms of the actual main theme of the piece, it's kind of what you see and what you don't. And I think that that's revealed in terms of the actual torso of the body and what you can actually determine is in there, and maybe what you also, and I like a little bit of ambiguity, and I like people to bring whatever their story is to the piece as well.
Yes, the work is kind of tongue-in-cheek. I think our culture has a lot of alliterations, like the bazooka of beneficence, although I don't think I've heard that one before, but it's kind of turning the idea of weapons on their heads. I don't have a narrative of my own life to connect to feminism. I would consider myself a pro-feminist male. There are many different forms of feminism, and I would hope, and I think many would agree, that that would include a guy or two.